Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy? Sports and Fitness Rants. I'm back, guys. Click that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today. As usual, you guys know doing this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk about, it's a requested video from a subscriber. And I want to talk about the thing with Adam Silver and the 10-minute quarters that, he, supposedly is in favor of. And he was talking about, I believe, on the Dan Patrick show. So shout out to my man, Jamal McCall, 642, who requested this video from me. Like I said, forgive me, guys, if I don't get right back to your requests or videos. Maybe I don't see them, man. It takes some time sometimes, guys. So just forgive me, man. But I always try to, like I said, get back to you guys and do these things if I can. So shout out to Jamal McCall, like I said, 642, for requesting this video about Adam Silver and the things that he said about possibly changing the league or the games to 10-minute quarters. And what that would do, the impact that would have on the game. Once again, man, Adam Silver not in touch with reality and really doesn't understand what the game needs. He doesn't get it, man. He doesn't understand what the fans want. He doesn't know what the game needs because he's not a true fan of basketball, Adam Silver. He doesn't care about basketball, and he's not a competitor, guys. And we're going to talk about this video. And like I said, guys, I want to thank you guys, as usual, everyone across the world, everyone across the states, guys. Thank you very much for all your support, man. Everybody in the membership. Like I said, you guys, it's truly humbling, man. You guys come to the lives and support me. The things that you guys say in the comment section, the message you guys send me. Just like I said, shout out to all you guys that they email me, send me messages, man. Howard Hollis, my man Chip Ferguson, my man Bosun, CP, Micah, BTG, the Don. I know I'm forgetting some of you guys, man. Just forgive me, guys. I really, it's humbling, man. Thank you very much, man. And you guys know what to do, man. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, before I go into this, I want to say something else to you guys, man, that really means a lot to me. When I tell you guys on this channel, and I thank you guys, right? Everyone across the world, everyone across the states, man. That's what I mean, guys. Everyone. And I know, sometimes I try to shout people out who give me super thanks or the super chats or, people who request videos or, I try to shout you guys out individually and really give you guys some recognition. The people in the membership, I try to, post you guys to my community page. And like I said, just let you guys know that I do really appreciate it. And like I said, that goes to everybody. Even if I don't, respond to your comment or something that you leave on a video of mine, even if you, direct a comment towards me and I don't see it, I don't respond to it. Trust me, guys, I really appreciate everything, guys. And one of the main reasons why you guys truly humble me is because, like I said, I try to read a lot of these comments. You guys know I do read a lot of these comments. I'm in the comment section oftentimes, and I try to interact with you guys. And the one thing I've noticed about most of you guys in my comment section, why you guys humble me, is you guys know the deal, man. You guys know the game, man. Some of the things that you guys write, you guys educate me sometimes. I don't remember some of these things, so I didn't realize some of these things, man. And that's what I always tell you guys. The LeBron James fan club channels, they only attract these corny fans. They're not real basketball fans, though. Only LeBron James fans. They're not educated, informed. They don't respect the history of the game. They don't care. But when I read the comments on a channel like mine, what I've realized is that I attract legit, true basketball fans, guys. And that's why I tell you, real recognize real. The true basketball fans are standing up. And that's why you guys, understand what I'm doing here. Yeah, I know we don't agree on everything. I'm a little crazy here. I get that. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you guys understand when I say setting the record straight, stopping the lies and narratives, man. So thanks to all you guys out there, the true basketball fans, man. You guys know the game, man. And I read your guys' comments. Thank you very much, guys. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to Jamal McCall, who requested this video. And I'm going to talk briefly about Adam Silver and this 10-minute quarters that he said that he's in favor of. I can't believe this guy. And, immediately when I was listening to this guy his interaction on the Dan Patrick show, and he's talking about these 10-minute quarters, my goodness, man, this guy started talking about people at home sitting down watching the game and how a 2-minute game is more of a good format for people to sit at home and watch the game. Dude, what are you talking about? This is where we're at now? We're worried about how long the game is for someone sitting at home watching the game. Once again, Adam Silver doesn't even understand this. I know I'm going to speak for myself, I guess. I don't mind watching a basketball game that's 2.5, 3 hours long. I don't give a damn about how long the game is. As long as you're getting the game. As long as it's a game, man. As long as it's basketball. What we're talking about now is we're not watching basketball. How many times have I seen you guys in the comments? This is not basketball. Someone just left a comment this morning that NBA stands for not basketball anymore. I thought it was genius. That's exactly what we're doing right now. It's not basketball anymore. So I would, as a fan, as a true fan of basketball, which I tell you guys I am, I don't mind sitting at it down for a game 2.5, 3 hours if I had to do that. You know, maybe the game went to overtime or whatever the case may be. I don't mind doing that. If I'm a fan of the game, maybe it's one of my favorite teams, maybe one of my favorite players, I don't give a damn. I'll watch the game as long as it is. Once again, you don't have to necessarily watch the whole game, but you don't mind to do it. It's not a burden on you because you enjoy the sport. You enjoy this player or you enjoy that team or whatever the case is. You enjoy watching basketball, guys. I told you, growing up back in the day, yes, I may have been a Knicks fan, but once again, we were a fan of a bunch of different players of basketball. So you can literally turn on any team, guys. Because like I told you, when you heard the San Antonio Spurs were coming into town to play the New York Knicks, I knew I was going to get a David Robinson, Patrick Ewing matchup. So you knew you wanted to watch that because they were going to be there. I didn't have to worry about it. So you turn the game on. Once again, you knew these matchups. You heard the team names. You wanted to watch the game. You were a fan of the game back then. It was the golden era, guys. That's why it was the most popular era because you just turned the game on. It didn't matter who was on. You just watched it. Now, no. Now you have to try to find someone to watch or maybe a team that you really like. But you can't just turn on any game and watch any team or any player. You don't have that same feeling anymore. Excuse me, guys. Sorry. So here I'm still talking about, a 2-hour format would help the game. Once again, Adam Silver proves to us and shows us that he's not in tune with reality. He's not in touch with what the fans really want or what the game needs. Because I've been telling you guys, there's nothing wrong with the game. The game is fine. You guys go out right now and you go play basketball. Is there anything wrong with the game of basketball? Do you have to tweak the game to go play right now outside? Go play some 21 with some guys? Or go play a 3-on-3 or a 5-on-5? No, there's nothing wrong with the game. As a matter of fact, the interesting thing about playing in the streets a lot, and I'm sure you guys can attest to this, there are a lot of courts out there with no three-point lines. No three-point lines, guys. It's a basketball court. There's no three-point line out there, though. So you're out there playing the game, right? There's no twos. There's all ones. You count by ones. That's the game. Once again, that's basketball at its core, guys. Now it's a three-point contest. That's not basketball, guys. So once again, when we're out there in the street, we're playing the game of basketball. There's nothing wrong with the game. I've told you guys, the problem is the players. The problem is the mindset of these guys. That's the problem. The problem is the broadcasters, the analysts, right? Plays like ESPN. That's the problem because they're not promoting basketball the right way. What they're doing is trying to promote these guys today by sacrificing the guys in the past. That's not how you promote the game. That's not how you push the game forward. I told you guys, how great can these guys really be today if the guys in the past weren't great? What are you standing on? You're supposed to be standing on greatness. The game is being pushed forward. That's what we call passing the torch, right? Like Michael Jordan used to say. He's like, all I did was add to the canvas of the NBA's history. With guys like, Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West and Dr. J, Elgin Baylor. What these guys added to the canvas, so did I. I added my own to the canvas, right? And that's what the game is about. The history of the game is like a big canvas. It's all artwork. And everyone, these great players, they add a little bit of their own, style and creativity to the artwork. And that's how the game continues to grow. The artwork gets a little bit different, right? Guys add their own style to it. Now there's no style. Everyone's doing the same thing. So the game's not being pushed forward. So Adam Silver's not in touch with reality. The game has no problem. The All-Star game was always fun. East versus West worked for all of those years, Adam Silver. For all those years. Why do you think it worked for all those years? Because the game was never the problem. The format was never the problem. The players, they were the ones that made the All-Star game go. I always tell you guys, the players make the game. The fans make the league. There's no NBA with the fans, but the game is all on the players. So the game that we're getting out there is on the players. Adam Silver doesn't seem to get this, man. So what Adam Silver is, talking about the 10-minute quarters, guys, that's scary. To me, that's scary as hell. 10-minute quarters, what that would do to the NBA. And I heard someone talk about the minutes, about how many minutes less that would be. And, the minutes accumulate to games, how many less games that would be for these guys to have to really play. And it's crazy, guys. It would be a completely different league. It wouldn't be NBA anymore. We wouldn't be able to compare any of the things that these guys are doing with 10-minute quarters to any of the things that the guys did back in the day. And you know what the sad reality is, guys? For someone like Adam Silver and people like us out there, the true fans, man, is that, For someone like Adam Silver, like I said, to not understand fully what the game needs and how the game needs to be pushed forward, it's sad for us, guys, because I've told you, the reason why a lot of us are out here making videos now is because no one's setting the record straight. Like I said, the broadcasters, the analysts, ESPN, no one's promoting the game or pushing it forward. Adam Silver and the way that he thinks about the game is more of a business standpoint. He's worried about people watching the game at home. People are going to watch the game, Adam Silver, if you put a good product out there. They'll watch the game. NFL games are like 4 hours long, man. I mean, how long is an NFL Sunday is? People sit there all day and will watch football games all day long, guys, because the product to them is good, right? So once again, if you're enjoying the league, if you enjoy the sport, then you'll sacrifice for that sport, guys. You'll watch it. You'll support it. That's a problem right now. But when he talks about 10-minute quarters, and then we talk about, these guys playing less games, less minutes, this all goes back to what I was talking about, guys, and I've said it in the past. Adam Silver and a lot of these NBA players today, they're trying to, make it seem as if the world, the league, is harder for these guys today, right? They're living in a harsher world. And I told you guys, this is the easiest version of Earth that we're living in. This is the easiest version of Earth, guys. This isn't the hardest version of Earth. If this was a video game, this would be like rookie level, right? This would be the beginner level of Earth. Whereas when my dad was growing up, during a civil rights movement, that was a much harder version of Earth, guys. A much harsher reality to live in. A colder world. These guys today have a lot of advantages that the guys in the past didn't have. So Adam Silver tries to, write or paint this picture that the league is so difficult. The sport's so hard. It's hard for these guys to play 82 games. It's not easy on their bodies to go out there. But how come the guys in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s were doing it? It doesn't add up. Once again, are we to believe that the players today are somehow playing under harsher conditions? Are their sneakers worse than the guys in the 50s and the 60s? No, right? All the advancements in medicine and nutrition, do these guys have it harder today than the guys back in the day as far as that? No, not even close. I mean, you got an injury back in them days that these guys get today that's routine. Back in the day, your career was over. You're done, right? You blow your knee out, you tear an Achilles back in the 50s and 60s, guys. Guess what? You are finished. Done. You may not even be able to walk the same again because of the way things were done back in the days. You may not be able to afford these things. So once again, we also think about, like I said, society back in for a lot of those guys was a lot harsher. That's just the reality. Adam Silver, some of these players, the way they speak, they want you to believe these guys are living in a harder world. They can't play back-to-backs now, but they can play back-to-backs 3 games in a row some nights. These guys are playing 4 or 5 games in 5 nights. I mean, I listen to my man Too Raw, who once again educates people out there on the facts, and he'll tell you about how the guys back in the 60s were playing the most condensed schedule. These guys were playing all these games in a shorter time frame than the guys are today. Once again, they didn't make any excuses. They didn't have the advantages of the guys today. And they still were able to do more and deal with more than the guys can deal with today. So now, Adam Silver puts out a 65-game minimum because these guys are weak, soft, and frail. Bill Russell didn't need that. Will Chamberlain didn't need that. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar didn't need that. Right? Larry Bird didn't need that. I told you, Michael Jordan in his era, the Hakeems and the Karl Malones, John Stocks, they didn't need this stuff. They didn't need the minimums. Kobe and Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Jason Kidd, right? Steve Nash. These guys didn't need that stuff because they show up to work, right? They gave that effort. It mattered to them. Now, Adam Silver's come with a 65-game minimum, which we said was too lenient. He should have came up with a 70-game minimum or a 75-game minimum for these guys. But once again, Adam Silver not in touch with reality, not understanding what the game needs. A 10-minute quarter, switching to 10-minute quarters. Adam Silver's on board with this because Adam Silver, once again, is a fan of basketball. When we talk about, like I said, what these guys had to deal with back in those days, it was much different. You'd have to, like I said, everything would get an asterisk. Everything would need an asterisk. You wouldn't be able to compare any of these records or what these teams would be able to do to the guys that were playing 12-minute quarters. You couldn't do it. Once again, that's why we can't compare these players to the players of the past that were playing 82 games, 80 games, 79 games, 77, 78 games every season, guys. Playing back-to-backs, 3 games in 4 nights. I told you these guys were playing back-to-back playoff games back in the day. Back-to-back playoff games. That's why I said these guys are the same. You can't compare these guys. They're not worthy. These guys are flopping. They're load managing. They're cheating the game. They're not true competitors. They're playing with each other, not against each other. You can't compare this stuff. And Adam Silver has once again exposed himself as not being a true fan of basketball. He don't care about the sport. He don't care about the fans. Because if he did, then he would listen to us. The fans will tell you what we want and what the game needs. It doesn't need anything. You need players. The players got to make the change, and you have to be the one to force them. I've told you guys, Adam Silver shouldn't have to hold these guys' hands. They're supposed to be grown-ups. They should be able to understand that they're playing a game that they're supposed to love. We should have to do this. But this is where we're at now. But for Adam Silver to say that 10-minute quarters is something that he likes, and then he starts talking about, Euro League and, how, the Olympic basketball and these other countries play 10 minutes. What does that do to us? Why should we be like everyone else? We're the standard, you fool. Not them. We're the standard. NBA, USA basketball, we're the standard. So they should be doing what we do. We should be looking at them like, oh, we should try to be more like them over there. No, that's the problem, Adam Silver. They've always tried to be like us. Everyone's always tried to be like the NBA. We were the standard. We're not the standard anymore, though. And why is that, Adam Silver? Because these goofy things that you're doing out here. You're not a true fan of basketball. You're not holding the standard of the NBA's history. And those are the facts, guys. 10-minute quarters would be disastrous. Disastrous. It would not be the game that we love. Once again, there's the problem that we have now. It's not the game that we recognize and love. Like the All-Star game this year that I was just talking about. The All-Star game. This guy's changing the format again. You're not in touch with reality or what the game needs or what the fans really want. What the fans want for these guys to go out there and give the effort, show up and compete, man. That's what we want. No load managing, no flopping around. We want these guys to push through pain and battle through injuries. That's what we want to see. Guys go out there and play against each other, right? We don't want to see 20, 30, 40-point blowouts every night. We don't want to see 30, 40, 53s being chucked up per team, per night. That's not competition. That's not basketball. We want to see true balanced game. That's what we want to see. And Adam Silver doesn't get that. This NBA All-Star game format change, 10-minute quarters won't help that. Had nothing to do with that. Once again, the game is fine. You guys know that. It's not the game. It's not the fans. It's the players. It's the analysts. It's the media. That way how they're promoting this stuff. You guys know the deal, man. Once again, shout out to Jamal McCall for requesting this video. Let me know what you guys think, man. Adam Silver's not a fan of basketball, man. He's destroying the game that we love. It's going downhill on his watch, along with these other star players. Remember, I told you, Adam Silver's not the problem, but he's one of the problems. I told you, the players are the problem. And Adam Silver seems to get that. They're the problem. Dude, point the finger at them. Do something with them. Look at these fools. Look at the Zion Williamsons and the Joel Embiids and the Jimmy Butlers and the James Hardens and the Ben Simmonses, the LeBron Jameses, the Kevin Durant. Look at these clowns. Paul George. These guys are a joke, man. And these are supposed to be the guys uplifting the game. Those are the guys you should be focused on, Adam Silver. Those are your problems right there. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.